Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Gonna try something new here. We'll see how she works out. Haven't been doing a whole lot of videos recently. Nothing negative against Eve or life or anything in general, other than totally been tired from work and then other things going on. So I thought I'd try to do something a little bit more structured starting today. And have something that I do maybe even each day or every other day or something like that. So let's jump in right away. And obviously, I like to talk. So maybe I'll dig into what I was just saying earlier a little bit more. But I want to start. This is going to be a trial by fire. Doing a daily or every other day episode, going over kind of the same things, events that are going on in Eve from an outsider's perspective. I don't read Reddit. I don't have the time to watch a whole lot of YouTube videos, ironically. So we'll talk more about that later on. But today, want to just try to set up a system of doing things. So my the final part of this video at the end will be I'll be pulling up an Eve news that has come up on the main site, and maybe go over that. I have not read it. I'll be doing it first eyes only, kind of to see what's going on there, and I'll be going over. This has been out for a little while. The announcement of coming November 14th, Havoc. So I haven't read a whole lot onto it, but we'll hit that near the end. What I was thinking of doing, and we're going to try this here, is I've made a little list of web pages to go through. Something that I used to like when I first got back into Eve a little bit around 2 years ago during the pandemic was, I remember the station talking in stations, or maybe it was somebody else, was doing a daily kill update, things that have actually happened recently. I don't know if they still do that, but I know they were doing it daily. But that was during the pandemic, and everybody was on YouTube during that time. So what I thought I would do is kind of reinvigorate that a little bit, see if it works out. We'll only spend a little bit of time on each thing, and then each day from an outsider's point of view, maybe dig a little bit deeper. And as I learn, maybe you guys can let me know information, that sort of thing. There'll be more coming. So number one, page one. Now I'm going to try to keep these similar unless we figure out different things that are better. We're going to look at, in the last 7 days, the largest ship or the biggest ship kill that happened, and kind of look at that. I might take this idea and do it each day, but if the same ship is there, I might go and pull up the most recent kill of a ship that I'm currently flying and go through that. But let's see here. In a lot of these ships, I will have no clue about what they are because I do not fly these big ships. Then after that, we'll only spend a little bit of time on that. We'll go through, and I've got a search here for recent fleet kills, or things that large fleets got into a battle possibly. I know there's different ways of doing this, but I thought this might be the fastest for day one. Thirdly, we'll do just a quick look over of the SOV maps that are going on. I'm not a nullsec person, or at least anymore, not for like 8 years. So this will be totally from an outsider's view. So I'll be looking at your comments to give me information as this goes along. And then that's a little bit closer view of that. Last but not least, we'll be using the Dotland maps to maybe do a little bit of a deeper dive on that. And then finally at the very end, just give a non-Eve related, possibly Eve related plug, or just a, hey, this is kind of what this is for. And there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this, but let's just jump in here. So let's see here. We've got a, what is this? We've got a, I'm going to butcher these, a Laleps that was killed for 234 billion ISK. An Erebus, that's a Titan, if I'm not mistaken, killed for 194 billion ISK. This is kind of funny because my total net value right now is worth like 15 billion ISK. That's everything I own. So one ship kill is worth what is that? 10 times more. We've got a Leviathan, a Rhea. Is that a... Actually, I want to kind of see that one there. I think, even though it's less than the other ones here, we've got a Murderthem, a Nyx, and a Hell. Now, these are two carriers, if I'm remembering correctly. If I'm wrong with that, just yell at me in the comments. But I think a Rhea is a hauling ship. Let's take a look at that real quick. See what it was hauling. It's a jump freighter. And we'll see who killed it here. We got Freeport Union's killed it. Looks like a bunch of, well, it looks like one guy in a bunch of different ships, most likely. Wow. Okay. Except we had two other separate guys here, but it looks like he's probably the same as those. So we've got a multi-boxer here. And if I'm using the wrong wordage here, make fun of me all you want. But he was able to tackle and destroy this jump freighter. Where did he kill it at here? This was in a .9 system in the Forge. So this was in a high-sec system. And he was using, let's see here. He was using Oracle battle cruisers to do this, most likely because of Concord. Since this was in a .9 system, he died right after, but to be able to get a kill worth 68 billion ISK is pretty impressive. Let's just see, we had some expanded cargo hold, so it was loading his armor there, his lot of cargo, wow, a lot of expensive cargo. Looks like he might have just been hauling just a bunch of stuff, to be honest with you. That might be his booty, or maybe he was doing a we have our guest star. She's here. There's Maya. Yeah, she heard me talking. We just went out for a run. She is a little bit tired. Say hi, Maya. She will be, if this is your first time watching, she is our daily guest star. How you doing, girl? Good? Okay, if she's panting, if you can hear her panting, I'm not sure if you can. We were just running outside. I tried to wear her out before this video. All right, off. Good girl, good girl. All righty. So it looks like this guy was either hauling a bunch of his own stuff, probably, or he was a contracted guy to haul everything else. Now look at all this drop, though. This was probably done during the last event where 95% of the loot was dropped. Yeah, that's probably what was going on. Look at all this stuff. Oh my gosh. So, long story short with this one, I don't want to spend too much time on it. We don't want to make this guy feel too bad. 68 billion was destroyed. 68 billion was the total. 12 billion of it was destroyed. 56 billion of it was lootable. So you better have had a cargo ship to haul that stuff away. That was a heck of a loot drop. But again, the most important thing you can see here was this was done at a Stargate in Hikota. And it was done at a .9 system. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the system was actually in Enceladus. So you are not safe anywhere, even here. Now, if you notice here, he only had cargo expanders on here. So this may have been a target. They probably scanned his ship to see that he didn't have anything haulable or any type of defenses. And that was, so you just gotta be careful. You never know, even in a .9 system. So let's just take a quick look at the Z-Kill board. What I did with this, and maybe I'll change it around, I did a search last 7 days of kills where the final blow, or there were over 100 people on the actual fight. So if you notice here, give you an example. This was a fight where the victim was Fraternity, this one ship, but you have Goonsworn here, and this was in Quarius. So where is Quarius, you might be asking? Quarius is in your southern area of Nullsec. So let's go into the universe. You've got Quarius down here. Goonswarm lives in this area, so you had Fraternity their ships were killed here. I know there's a way to pull up, if there was a big fight, you can bring up a list of the guys who were fighting in it, and see who won the actual fight. All I'm going to do for today's episode, the next couple, until I refine my ability to look at these, is just point out who was fighting whom, and what might be going on. Take a quick look at the Sov maps, and then over the course of time, through just kind of looking at these things from an outsider's point of view and taking in the comments that maybe people have about who's fighting who. I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to read Reddit and stuff, so this is going to be kind of your casual EVE players update. So right now, big fight went on down in Quarius as of yesterday, and might be larger ones, but if you can look here, and I'll go ahead and pull up the big Sov map, you've got, let me change my ugly face and get a little bit smaller here, there we go. So you got Goonswarm down here, and Dracarys is right here, and Quarius is right here. So Fraternity fought Goonswarm in this area. Fraternity, as you can tell, is all the way up here. So Goonswarm killed Fraternity right here. Now you might be wondering, why would Goonswarm be fighting in Quarius' spot? Well, if I'm not mistaken, go back to the Sov maps. If you look here, Dracarys is part of the coalition of Imperium, which holds your southern areas. So, and then Fraternity is part of Pandafam up here. You got some neutral states here and here. So this is really kind of become a 1-2-man fight. Now, again, going from an outsider's view in. One other thing I'm looking at here is, well, it looks like Imperium has a small spot here. Again, having kept up with this, maybe as I watch more of these, I'll have a better idea. You do have B2, know nothing about them. Maybe I'll learn more about them. And then right here, we've got Red Menace Coalition. Huh, okay. And they're in Providence. So, if you guys know more about this, feel free to put in the comments section. What I would like to do, if you do know anything, feel free to drop in the comments. Even if it is propaganda, I will just be like MSNBC or Fox News and just spurt things out. I'm not going to make any fun. Don't want anybody yelling at me. But there we go. So you got those there. You've got some neutral states here. This is interesting. Don't know. This is actually more interesting to me than these two. These two have been around for a long time. Kind of interested in what's going on with the neutral states to hear. Oh, Cringe Coalition. What's interesting. Okay, don't know if these are up or down. So, that's all I got there. So, I'm not putting a time limit on these. They could go 15 minutes. They could go an hour long, depending on my energy and the information that I've got. Obviously, these might go a little bit longer in the future. But what I'd like to do is just post these in the morning, and then we'll see how often I'm able to do it. Obviously, once you start doing something, you start getting ideas, and you do them a lot, then whether or not you can keep those things up or how they change, we'll see what happens. So, that's all I got for today. Oh, and last but not least, my shameless plug. What I would like to do in this section is either talk about something non-EVE related, talk about something EVE related, but not related to current news that's going on. Oh, shoot! Totally forgot. This is where I'm going to learn. We do have more stuff to go over. Let's see here. We've got Havoc. So I know nothing about this so far. I know I was at FanFest. I watched a little bit of FanFest. They were just announcing the stuff was going on. But it does start November 4th. So let's take a look here. Havoc. Pledge new allegiances, embark on a dangerous journey, gain more power, and corrupt the war zone. So, hold on one second. Need some coffee. Between now and November 14th, to aid in the Deathless Circle and their endeavor, you will need to raid specific wormhole sites to collect resources and return Zakara. So wait, was this the recent Bloodstained Tears, or between now and November 14th? These LP tokens can then be traded in at existing Angel Cartel and Garissa's LP stores for blueprint copies. Okay, so to aid the Deathless Circle in their endeavor, you will need to raid specific wormhole sites to collect resources. Gotcha. So, got about 7 days to do that. Read more about this event. Click here. Just a heads up. So, one of the things that I want to do with this section is just go through what the video these say. If you guys have any more information about them, please feel free to hit the comments. And then I'm reading these first time. I'm kind of saying this because I never seem to have the time to do it. So sometimes I want to kind of do this. There's a lot of stuff coming up. We've got the Winter Nexus that's coming up. We've got Havoc that's coming up. We've got the new PvP the first-person shooter thing that's coming out. All sorts of other things. So let's just take a look at Havoc here. I'm going to just look at the first page, and then maybe tomorrow, if I want to, we can move on to the next. Awakening Zarzak, aid the Deathless. So chaotic capsulator Zarzak has been waiting, and the gates have been opened. This mysterious ancient system, accessed via the Jovian gates and Turner. This system, and this system is controlled by the Deathless Circle. Their Angel Cartel and Garissa's pirate allies granted sanctuary within. However, from deep inside enormous Jovian stations called the Fulcrum, where he resides, the Deathless needs capture. So this during FanFest, when they actually showed these systems opening up or these gates opening up for the first time. So let's take a quick look at. We're going to take a quick look at Dotland. I'm just going to pull up one of these. I think it was Turner. That is in Metropolis. That is in low-sec system in Metropolis. Down here, ooh, that's in the middle of nowhere. So it's right here in Metropolis. It's a low-sec system. So to get here, you're going to have to go through Faction Warfare Space. And there we go. So that is where you want to go. I got a visitor again. She's staring at me. So, let's go back over. Oh, shush. Between now and the 14th, to aid the Deathless, you will need to raid. Okay, we already talked about that earlier. So there are some ships here. Manufacture coalesced elements from blueprints and individual elements from that drop in Drifter Hive wormhole sites, and collect element-containing vessels from sleeper relic sites in standard wormholes. I kind of like this, sleeper relic sites. Now, if I'm not mistaken, being a explorer, sleeper relic sites are the sites that I don't go in because I get shot. So this is actually expanding upon. I might be wrong with this. It sounds like it's expanding upon those sites so that it makes it more enticing for people to learn how to do them. plus element control data from the sleepers data sites, then return. So I like that. They're taking something that a lot of people just avoid, like myself, and maybe putting something into it. Looks like we've got a ship here. Now this looks like, this is a new ship. It looks very similar to, I can't think of the name of it. It is a Caldari ship. It's the Mamba Destroyer. Like the name. And it looks very similar to the Coercer Destroyer that looks like a naval frigate. I can't think of the word of it right now. Then you've got another ship here, the Mekobel. It's another, oh, this is another destroyer. Interesting. I was thinking it looked more like a weirded out Tristan, but I'm sure it's something else that you guys know better than I do. So that's pretty cool. So, manufacturer colors with blueprints and individual elements that drop from these sleeper relic sites. These LP tokens can then be traded in an existing Angel controls. So very similar to some of the other ships where you get that sort of thing. Get your hands on these ships before Havoc expansions launches November 14th, and to start helping the Deathless unlock secrets of Zarzak. I gotta be honest with you, I really don't like the name Zarzak. I didn't like it when they first announced it. Maybe I'll get used to it, but it just sounds kind of goofy. Anything that starts with a Z, it's kind of like when everything had extreme at the front of it during the 1990s, early 2000s. Z just sounds weird. It sounds like a bad 1970s sci-fi thing. So, but I might, maybe it'll grow on me. Inflict chaos, blah, 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 blah. Cool! Well, hey, that is Awakening Zarzak. I want to do a little bit more of this. This is getting me to read this sort of stuff. This has been posted for over a week, so I'll catch up slowly. This was posted actually 9/28, so with some older ones and slowly move into new ones, so that whenever they do come out, I'll do a first impression of it. But that's all I got for that. Last but not least, let's just see here. We've got my shameless plug of the week. Like I said, this a lot of times will either be non-Eve related or gaming related. It could be as simple as, this is going to sound really dumb, but I have a new dishwasher coming in today. I've been washing my dishes by hand for like a long time. So I might do, if I have nothing else to do, a review of a dishwasher, but not today. Today, really quickly, if you've never seen them, most of you probably have, but one of my favorite YouTube channels is Viva the Dirt League. They have hundreds of videos up here that they've been doing for years. They're out of New Zealand, and I really find them funny. They've done a lot of, recently they've been putting up compilation videos, but it's all about MMOs, and I think and then they branched out into other things like first-person shooter, fun videos, and I think a lot of YouTube streaming things have tried to mimic these guys, but they've really got their stuff together. It's kind of cool to go back and look at some of their older stuff and see how they progress. So if you ever want to check them out, please feel free. I got a lot of work to do on these videos. So, last but not least, and there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this type of video right now, and I'll probably hit on it more in other videos. If you notice right up here at the top, I haven't been as active on YouTube recently because I've just been playing Eve. I haven't been looking for content. I've been hanging out with my corp mates and flying ships that I want to fly, and then I've been working a lot in real world and working on my house and hanging out with the dog. And so part of my idea with this is to come up with a more structured set of videos that every day I do the same thing, with the option at the end of throwing a little bit of flair, so people have an idea of what to look forward to when they get into the videos, and then I'll probably adjust them as I go along. We'll see if they last. it seems like a good idea, but everything seems like a good idea to me. But I want to get back into. I've only made like one video in the last like 20 days or so, and I kind of want to get back into doing it just to be able to talk with people and hang out. So that's all I got for today. I'm sure I'll talk more about that later on. Hopefully this will cause the channel to grow a little bit, not the channel to grow to, I don't, as I've always talked about, I've never really cared too much about how much the channel grows. It's more about having fun and having more fun with it. So that's about it. So that's all I got. Hey, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly like you want. I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.